He says everyone's talking about what's going on right now, blaming Russia for the coming food crisis. You as specialists would know that the crisis emerged from the times of the anti-pandemic measures, where some well-developed economies abused their monopoly power in terms of currency monopolies, talking about America, obviously, and the big banks that rule over us. They turned on the printing machine in the U.S. and printed $5.9 trillion. That's 38% of the entire money supply. They printed it over 2 years, which is roughly the sum of what was printed in the previous 40 years. At the same rate, and in the Eurozone, they printed 2.5 trillion euro. They released this money into the economy and gave it out to people, which isn't bad per se. We utilized a similar tactic, he said. But we were very careful. It was sparingly done, and as such, didn't lead to a wave of inflation. Over there, the anti-pandemic measures were funded from budget deficits, which led to them buying up food supplies from global markets. Where in the previous years, the U.S. was a net exporter of food, they are now a net importer of food, just like oil, by the way. They bought $17 billion more in food than they sold. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Kind of worth knowing. What does that say? Well, they have exacerbated problems for developing and poor countries and closed their own problems off. This is the result of a monopoly on reserve currencies, dollars and euros. Of course, he's using this to set up, you know, the alternative currency that the BRICS countries are trying to do. But it's true what he's saying. Everything he's saying is true. This started the end of 2019. Beginning of 2020, then the anti-Russian sanctions made the situation worse. They made a bunch of mistakes in the energy sector. Gas prices went up.
Связанные с энергетикой, да, значит, наделали ошибок в сфере энергетики, поднялись цены на газ, а газ лежит в основе многих удобрений.
And access to gas is the foundation of many fertilizers. As fertilizers became more expensive, we've seen enterprises shut down, particularly in Europe, and food prices have skyrocketed further. And that's how it happened, folks.